Well, hello everyone and welcome. Let's give it a minute for some folks to come in. Today is Thursday. It is March 16th, 2023. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. So to everyone out there, have a happy and safe St. Patrick's Day. Now, there'll be a lot of festivities and things happening tomorrow, celebration, but just celebrate and be safe. That's all I ask. Hello, Fran. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing today? I think it's just you and I here. We wait for a few folks to come in. Had a good day today. Got out a little bit. Hello, Mary. Welcome. Dropped off my taxes, which is always fun. You're good. That's good to hear. Went and did a little walking around at a store. I can't tell you the last time it was when I actually went to a store. Kind of shopping, but not shopping. I picked up my medications today. It's like an exciting day for me. I got out of the house, I'll tell you, this afternoon. I had to take a nap. I was exhausted. So I hope you're all having a good day. Does anybody have any plans for tomorrow for St. Patty's Day? Being that we are allowed to eat meat. Apparently the, I don't know, was it the Pope, the Bishop, whoever it was, he abstains us all that we're all able to have our corned beef and cabbage tomorrow. Thought that was kind of funny. But, I mean, it's not the first time. It's happened before, right? But, nothing special. Yeah, me neither. Just another day. I think somebody was, I follow some people on YouTube. I'm like a big YouTube follower now. And one of the people that I follow is in New York. And I think she was talking about a big parade tomorrow. Just working. Yep. A big parade tomorrow. Apparently it's a huge parade in New York City. So maybe I'll tune into that. We'll see. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Looks like a small group tonight. It's a nice day here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Maybe everyone is out with our extra hour of daylight, enjoying it. So I do have one share today. It came in the mail. Isn't it so cute? This came from Sherry. And it's one of those fun folds. And I love this set. This set actually was on my list to get, but it was on back order. It's a bundle, a stamp set, and a punch with the fish. It was on back order, and it's back in stock right now. So if you're interested in the fishy set, go ahead and grab it before it's gone. It's always nice to get a card in the mail. All right, so tonight I thought, you know, Easter is coming. I don't know, Easter is the second weekend in April, I think. And I thought I would focus on the Easter Bunny set. And I know the punch is not available. It is on back order and will not be here until May. But it's really easy to cut out the bunny on here. And it punches out this bunny here. So that's all it punches is this bunny. And the rest, you know, you could very easily fussy cut. Actually, all of them. But you know how we love our punches. But just hold on, because in May it will be back, which I'm almost thinking that maybe it's going to make it into either the next mini catalog or the annual catalog, which will soon become available the end of this month for us demonstrators to look at online. So that's exciting. So these two ideas, I saw other demonstrators do them. I put my little own spin on. Well, the one I kind of almost followed exactly because I loved it so much. But I put my own little spin on it. And when I saw it, I thought, oh, I definitely have to do that one because I just thought it was just so super cute and something really fun. And you can incorporate it with other stamps. So let me share that with you. I have 2 different samples to share. So here is the first one. Hi, Marcia. Hello, hello. So isn't this cute? It's this cute little fence. And I only had 1 piece of this paper left that was with the flowers and the clouds. And I just thought it was so super cute. So I don't know if you could see, but I did use the embossing folder on the fence. And this stuff that was out last year, I'm not sure if it's still available or not. It's the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint. I used that on the bunny's tail. Now here's another variety of it. I guess I'll call it variety. And I did it with the crumb cake. And I thought it was really cute too. And the inside there, I just pretty much kept it blank. So tonight I'm going to do the white one. It doesn't matter which one you do. They're both created the same way. So let me stand that up there. All right, so I have my pieces already done. The inside is a piece of Designer Series paper. The one from the Rain or Shine suite. And like I said, I ran out of the one with the background with the clouds and the flowers, and that's perfect for this. But this one does have embossing on it, so I probably would have been better off stamping and putting a piece of cardstock on there because it didn't stamp over where the embossing is, but that's okay. I'll fix that later. So that's going to be for our inside. And, ooh, pardon me. And I already have my eggs all cut and colored. And I'm going to, what I used for the bunny is Designer Series paper. And that would be the paper that comes in the Cues of Happiness. I'll show you how to do that. So if you get, you have the punch or, you want to stamp it and cut it out, but you don't like to color, there's no reason why you can't use Designer Series paper. So I'll show you how to do that. I have my little Happy Easter. I have some signs, and these are the little flowers. Let me just pick it up here, if I can. And little carrots, and very easily colored them in and just fussy cut them out. But y'all know I love to fussy cut. Okay, so we have our base card. Let me just move this aside. And we have it scored in the middle. And I was cutting and scoring a bunch of them, and I was trying to get double duty done. So some of them I cut and scored together. So 2 at a time doesn't always work, but it did. So with this, what we want to do is you want to get your paper trimmer. Let me find mine under my desk here. And what you want to do is we're going to cut strips off at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I like to use the ruler on the right side. It goes up to 1 1/4, and I feel I can see better using that. So I'm just going to slide it in and trim off 3/4. 3/4. Now I suppose you can make this whatever thickness you want your fence to be. The demo that I'm casing this from, she did 3/4, and I thought that was good. And one more 3/4. I'm just using basic white. So then you're left with this little tiny flap on here, okay? And then you have all these pieces. So put those aside. Then you want to get another piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this one you're going to turn it this way. And you're going to do 3/4. Because for our fence, we need our boards going 2 different ways. So this is fun. I mean, when you think of a fence, you know, I think of like Halloween cards, I think of summer cards, fall cards. You know, a fence can be used for many, many things. And, oh, I think that one moved. And I think this was a real cute way to make this card. All right, I'll put that one aside. All right, we're done for our cutting for now. So then what I decided to do was I pulled in, she didn't do this in her card, but you don't have to do this, but I used the Timber 3D embossing folder. Oh, and let me just show you, this is the bundle that I'm using. It's in the mini catalog, page 52, the Easter Bunny bundle. And like I said in the beginning, the punch is not available, but it is coming back. So it will be available sometime in May. All right. So let's do our fence. Let me bring in my big shot here. All right. So I'm going to do the base plates. And I am going to use my, this is a 3D embossing folder, so you need to use plate number 4, which is for the embossing folder. And of course, we need our, this is the Timber 3D embossing folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my pieces in here. And I know you're actually seeing a card from start to finish tonight. Usually I have a lot of stuff done ahead of time. Well, the tedious stuff I have done. And I suppose you can run this through. Let me just put it over here and then I'll bring it back. Run this through before you cut it, but then you smush it, and you kind of can't really do that with the card fronts because then it's kind of thick and blah, blah, blah. So I thought this was the easiest way. I'm just aligning them up, trying to keep them as straight as I can. And let's see, one more long one. Well, it's a short one. Okay. So I have them all here. Boy, everything's so staticky. All here in the folder, and I'm going to put this in with the folded edge first. And I always forget, I think I need a plate on top. I always forget this. But I'm not sure if I do. Let me see. Well, that's kind of hard to go through. Let me try it without the plate on top. I always forget if I do or not. No, we don't need it. Okay, so it's just the base plate and the 3D embossing folder. Okay, so there we are. So this gives you the look of a fence. Okay, so I'm going to run the other pieces through. Can get them off of there. Yeah, my house is so staticky. My Optune unit, my treatment for my cancer that I wear all the time, it's very sensitive to static. So the other night I was emptying the dryer, and I had washed blankets, like the dog's blankets and the throw blankets that she likes to lay on, and as I was taking them out of the dryer, there was so much static it set off the alarm on my my Optune unit because there was too much static. It was so funny. All right, that's good enough. I'm not going to worry if it's not perfectly straight. Okay, so let's run this through. And the one thing I found out when I made the first card was the little flap on here, that it didn't have the embossing on it. So when I did the second card, I kind of ran it through the best I could. It didn't come out perfect, but that's okay. So here's what I kind of did. I put it along the edge here. And it only has that little tiny bit there. Okay, like that. I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to go until I run that part over. And then take it out. So then it doesn't get it all the way, but it does it pretty much. You know, I don't really think you're going to be able to tell. Okay. So next is our assembly. And I think I'm done with this for now. Need that. Let me move this out of the way. Okay. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. And we're going to assemble our fence. All right, so we have our short ones and we have our long ones. Get them all lined up. Okay, so let me get my bone folder and kind of fold that down a little bit. But this is a real cute card. I could even picture it for like a wedding card if someone was having like a garden party. It would be fun for that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start with the short ones, and we're going to put 3 of them. We're going to leave some space at the top and some space at the bottom, and we're going to put 1 on in the center. Okay, so that's how the first ones are going to go. But if you want to add a little oomph to it, you can go ahead. Well, I'm going to do this when the card is done, but you can do it now. You can go with your little blend and use a little bit of gray granite and go over it to kind of give it a weathered look. But I'm going to do that when I'm all done. I found it didn't really matter. Okay, so I'm going to use liquid glue. And there is like a right side and a wrong side. It doesn't really matter which one you use. I like to have the deboss side showing. So I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the very edge and kind of shoot for the center. And it's going to get glued onto that little flap. Okay. And let's see, here's this one. And that one's going to go down. Not quite an inch, but you know, as much as you want to go down. Okay, and then the next one. Nope, I already got one there, so we'll take that out. And like I said, it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so then when you're done with that, you have that little flappy. So next what we're going to do is we're going to need the long ones. And I'm going to put a little bit of space in between, and I'm going to even it up with top and bottom. So the glue is going to go onto these 3 pieces that I put down first. So I'm kind of going to eyeball it. And again, you know, it does not have to be exact. You know, I see fences all the time that, you know, are haphazard. I'm going to go ahead and do the last one right on the edge here, and then I could kind of fill in with the others. You can open it up if you find that easier. You want to align that up. And then adjust. Oops. That's going to go even on the edge. Like so. And I should be able to fit 4 of them. About 4 of them. All right. So let's put a little bit more glue to make our fence. I'll tell you, some demos that come up with these ideas, it's like, you know, when you see something, you're like, well, duh, why didn't I think of that, right? And I'm going to put one more. Oh, I'm going to put it on here. And line this one up. There we go. And then we have our little fence. But what she did and what I liked is she opened this up to give it a little more stability because it's a little flimsy. She took three, the ones that go across, and she glued them on top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that too because I thought that was a great idea. So I'm going to go across the ones I already have to just double support that. And it gives your card a little bit more. It's not so flimsy, right? It goes over that. All right, one more. And then we're almost done with this card. Can you believe it? That's how quick this is. It doesn't take a lot of cardstock. Doesn't take a lot of time, and the variety of cards that you can make from this is just, you know, totally amazing. All right, so there is our fence. How cute is that? Like I said, it's not perfect, but that's okay by me. All right, so next what I want to do, let me give that a minute to kind of set up a little bit. So let's do the inside. I'll go ahead and glue that. And I need to put my glue back on my holder because I'm reaching for my holder and my glue's not there. So this on the inside, I like to use the pattern paper. Just kind of gives it a little more oomph in there. And it's just cut just a smidgen smaller because I didn't want it to stick out of the card. And then plus you could kind of peekaboo through the card. You'll be able to get a look before you actually open it. And I already have all my other pieces. I have some eggs that I'm going to glue down the inside. And that was my lady in the box. I have it set up to tell me what the weather is. Although now that the weather's kind of getting a little bit nicer, you know, calling for all those storms, right? And here in Wilkes-Barre, anyhow, we got like zippity-doo-dah. We got nothing. Just a light little dusting. I'm going to cut this last egg off. They were calling for like, well, I don't know, 4 to 6 inches or something like that. And we didn't get any of that, which, you know, is fine by me. Okay, so now with the Designer Series paper, like I said, I used the Hues of Happiness. You can use whatever paper you have that kind of has a light pattern on it. So I thought this blue would be good. So I'm going to take my punch and I'm going to stick my punch in here and punch out the rabbit. Oh, I should have stamped it first. I have one already done. So you want to stamp it first. I was too anxious to punch. Put that here. So you would stamp it and then punch it out, and you would get this, okay? And then what I did is I just took I don't want the Calypso Coral. Just took my blenders and I kind of did a little pink on the nose and a little pink on the inside of the ear. And that's pretty much all I did with that because there's not really much you have to do. So if you have some really faint, like flowers would be real pretty on here. So the little bunny, you can decide where you're going to put him. I did a little Happy Easter and I sponged that. It was just on the white cardstock. And I thought that that would be cute here on the fence. So let's assemble that. Oh dear. trouble picking things up these days. Alright, so we'll put that there. I did have a wipe here that could clean my desk because I'm going to get stuck in that, I know. Okay. Alright. And then these little floral elements that I stamped and I colored. Just going to kind of put them, I need 2 of them. I kind of thought that that would decorate it up a little bit. Alright, let me glue this. Now you want to be careful where you put your glue because you got your open fence here. So I'm going to kind of tuck it behind, like that. And this one here. Tuck that one. So I didn't put glue all the way down on the edge of the Happy Easter because I knew I was going to tuck those in. And then let's see, our little bunny is going to go here. I'm going to put him up on dimensionals. And again, you want to be careful where he's going because you want your dimensionals to go on part of the card that's going to be underneath on the fence. Let me put one there for now for his body. And then I can take another one. And let's see, put it up near right there. Okay. Now another thing you could do if you didn't like putting the flowers up there, you can take your bunny and put this around the bunny's neck like it has a ring of flowers. I also took some of the little carrots and I cut them out too. You can put that like it's in his mouth. I prefer to have it like it's laying down, so I'm going to put a little carrot there. He has his little carrot. Aurora. Aurora. Crazy dog. And inside my box I should have more bunnies. More bunnies. Okay, so I have another one that I cut out, and you can tuck one of these little bunnies on the inside if you choose. Let's put him in front of the Easter eggs. Put a little something inside. Then you don't have to write a lot, right? I think I'm just going to put him right over the top. Like that. And then the final thing that I'm going to do is, I think I need another dimensional there. I'm going to cut one in half. Or I could use my minis if I want to dig for them, but I don't feel like it. I need one for his bum end because it's lifting. His butt's lifting up. Come on. There we go. Okay, so then the last thing for his little tail. Now, if you have little pom-poms, you can put a little pom-pom on there. But I don't have any of those, and I'm not going out shopping for any. So I'm going to use the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint that Stampin' Up! Came out. Well, they came out last year, and then they brought it back. And I'm going to load it up on that bunny tail. I'm not going to squeeze too hard because it comes out. It's very watery. I'm going to fill up that bunny tail. Like that. And then what you want to do is you want to use your heat tool, your embossing gun, and you're going to heat that. And that's going to puff it up. But I want it to warm up first. Does that look clear to all of you? Picture. Let me just make sure it's clear. Does that look clear? To me it looks fuzzy. Alright, and I'm going to go straight down on it. keeping it a little bit distance away. You don't want to go at an angle because you'll end up shooting off the puff paint. And once it starts to set up a little bit, it does take a little bit to get going. Oh, here we go. Puff that up. Look how cute that is. Now you want to make sure you let this dry before you put it in the mail, because I found it takes a little bit for it to kind of harden up a little. There we go. Oh, and I forgot all about doing my fence post. So let me see if I can go around it a little bit. All right, I'm going to be living on the edge here. Forgot to do that. But you get a look to see what it looks like not sponged. So what you're going to do is you're just going to sponge it a little bit. And I'm going to do it only a little bit because I don't want to goof up my card. And I think I just goofed up my tail. You want to do this before. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fix that tail because that'll drive me nuts. Because we don't want our bunny to have a dirty tail. All right, so let me get more of this. I'm going to put it right on top. And cover that up because we don't want to have a gray tail. We want to have a nice white puffy tail. I'm going to hit that again with the heat tool. Alright, here we go. Trying to get it so you can see. I hope you can see when it starts puffing up because it's really fun. Here we go. There it goes. Okay. Let's find out where I turn it off. And there we are. There's our fancy little bunny card. And when you open it up, you're a friend like no other. Happy Easter. And then here were my other samples. You can see it still kind of feels like foamy almost, but it kind of bounces back. But you want to do it, I did these cards yesterday, so you want to give it a little bit, you know, to set up. But it doesn't get hard, it's just puffy. So when it goes in the mail, it might get smushed, I don't know. But I think they're really, really cute. And I hope you do too. So I'm going to put those aside. Let me tidy up my area here. And I'm going to put these inside here, my other little pieces. You can use this little leftover Easter egg on the card somewhere. And I like to keep all the pieces right in with my stamp set. Normally I do them in a little baggie, but I was a little pressed for time yesterday. All right, let me tidy this up and then we'll go on with the next card. Okay, so our next card is going to include another embossing folder. This time I'm using the Into the Clouds embossing folder. This is on, this is in the mini catalog, and I'm not sure if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see, but it has a cloud background. And this is just a plain embossing folder. It's not a 3D one. So we're going to incorporate that. Well, let me show you the card. There's another cute card, and with a little bunny on the front. And here's that embossing folder. I'm not sure if you could see it. I added a little bit of color to it to kind of make it stand out a little bit. And the picture just looks really fuzzy to me. Let me see if I touch, if that would clear it up a little bit. I don't know. How does it look to you guys? To me, it looks fuzzy. Okay. Does not look very clear to me. Let me bring this up. Let me see if it does. Oh, see, it looks clear when I bring it up. There you could see the cloud background there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this. Let me see if I missed any comments first. Pictures. Oh, it's clear to you? I don't know. My iPad looks cloudy. Looks like spring. Adorable cards. Thank you. They're so sweet. Very cute. Hi, Maureen. Another great DSP pack. Yes. Card is cute. Cute. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started with this next card. And I have a lot of prep work done. Because, I don't know, I just think you guys don't want to sit there and watch me coloring and, you know, everybody's time is valuable and I don't want to waste anyone's time. And I appreciate the fact that you are all here to join me tonight. All right, let's get our bunnies pre-cut, stamped, and whatnots. All right, here we go. Okay, so our, this I need for stamping later. Our base card is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And this card is the Parakeet Party. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that in my bone folder. One of my best friends. If you don't have a bone folder, it will just save you so much. Next up, I have Daffodil Delight. And I think these colors go so well. That's going to get layered on here. And here's my inside. The inside is 4 by 5 1/4. And I already stamped that. So that'll go in there. So we'll worry about that later. And then I have the one that I'm going to stamp on and emboss is 3 1/4 by 5. So let me get my little scratch paper in here. And the card is going to go long ways this time. And I want to get, I need the grass from this set. You can see I was having a lot of fun with this set. It's just so cute. All right, let me find my grass. There. And colors. Well, no, maybe I didn't use that. I used Granny Apple Green. I'm sorry. This Granny Apple Green, but either one will work. My bad. Okay. So down along the bottom, I'm going to use the Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to stamp my grass along the bottom edge. Oh, I missed there. And I love the photopolymer because you can see right through where you're stamping. So it helps out quite a lot. Okay. And what I do with my cleaning thing, I just had it here. Here it is. Oops. Knock everything over. And then I had a big long one. Hold on. What am I missing here? Oh, and then what I did is on a scrap piece, I stamped on the basic white some more grass. So you have that piece and you have that piece because we want to tuck the little bunny in. And I'm going to use my Stampin' blends, and these are, I need to put labels on here, the Granny Apple Green Light and Dark. This one is the dark. So I'm going to take the light and I'm going to color in both of these. So I'm just going to go real quick. Right? We don't have a lot of time, but we want to send Easter cards. How many of you send Easter cards? I'm going to be honest with you, and I forget who I was talking to about this, but I was saying for being a demo, I am probably the worst for sending cards forever. I have them. I want to send them, but I just keep hoarding them. Anybody else like me? I hope not. And I'm going to color this one in too. And I'm just brushing up. I'm not being exact with it because it's grass. Okay. Then I'm going to go in with the dark, and I'm just going to kind of highlight a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of do a little here, there. Just kind of gives the grass a little, you know, dimension. So there's that. And then this one. Somebody just tooted their horn out there. Okay, so there's our grass. Let me move this aside. So now what I want to do is I want to give the background sky a little something something. So I am going to use the embossing folder with the clouds. Now when you look at this, the clouds go across. So keep that in mind when you're using this for your cards, because you don't want to put your clouds where they're going the opposite way, although, you know, you probably could come up with a cool design by doing that. And I don't want to put my clouds right down on the bottom edge there. So I'm going to align it up on here so that the lines are kind of in the grassy area. And the clouds aren't right in that area. So that looks about good to me. And again, it does not have to be perfect. So I have my cut and emboss machine and my plates. Okay, let's see. Here's that. I'm going to make my sandwich and my plates. And I'm going to do this off camera so I don't have to pick up the machine again. Just going to run it through. Okay. And then, ta-da, you have your background with your clouds. So in order to emphasize those clouds a little bit more, I am going to remember this time to do this beforehand, and I am going to use the ink color, the Balmy Blue. I'll tell you, I just lost all strength in my hands anymore. I'm going to go in my brush and I'm going to go off on the paper and just very lightly go over. I think I need to re-ink this ink pad. Not too heavy, but just enough to pick up for the clouds. The lines behind is really what you're embossing. The cloud part is kind of debossed, so it's not really catching. But it's just enough to give a little bit of color to the back. Okay, and I don't know if you can see that, but it just has a little bit of color, very light, to kind of emphasize those clouds a little bit. All right, there's that. And then next we can go ahead and bring in our grass. And I need my little mat again. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this grass right on top of that grass. But I want to leave the top of it open up here where the top of the grass is, because that's where I'm going to tuck in some eggs and the bunnies. Well, the bunny, I should say. So I'm just going to go along the edge with a little bit of the glue. And we're going to put it over to the right hand side. And lay that on top. Oh, there. And if you find a little bit, you know, extending, just trim it off. No worries. Okay, so then we're going to get our little eggs. And we're going to tuck them, oh boy. We're going to tuck those in the grass. So let's just do a layout. And I don't know, what do you think? White bunny or tan bunny? What do you all think? Let me know. While you're doing that, I'm going to glue this all together. White or, well, we'll say white or brown. It's really like apricot, but the bunny doesn't care what color it's called. Get glue on there. And I apologize to the demonstrator that case this from. So if she's watching, please let us know in the comments so I can give you full credit. Because sometimes I watch so many videos, I just totally forget who all I'm watching. Okay, and this little guy in here, I'm going to pull in my pink flamingo, a flirty flamingo. And I'm just going to give him a little bit there and a little bit in his ear. Sometimes that's all they need, just a little bit. And I have glue all over me. Okay. So let's see, what did we all decide? Brown, white. I made it, yay. Hi, Jenny. Looks clear. All right, so we have one brown, one white. All right then, well, let's go ahead with the white because we used the brown. We'll save Mr. Brown Rabbit for something else. Maybe we'll pop him up because then maybe he'll stick out more. Okay, that'll work. I'm glad you made it, Jenny. I hope things are well for you. I kind of ran out of court cases to watch. There wasn't really any that really sparked my interest. I guess compared to the Murdaugh one, you know, it's kind of not really, anything's going to not beat that one. But so I'll have to see if another one comes soon down the pike. So I'm going to tuck my little eggs in there. Aren't they so cute? And here's another one because we have to do 3. Tuck them in. And by cutting out that little bit of grass, you can tuck them in. And we can go ahead and tuck our little bunny in there too if we'd like. I don't want it to show. So his like front paws will be there. Maybe back a little further. We could tuck him in there. Yep, that'll be good. Okay. Sometimes I like to do a dry run before I actually commit to where I'm going to glue things. Although a lot of times it ends up, you know, being different. All right, let's put him back here. He's sitting there. And then that little bit of flowers that comes in the set. And again, you can put it here or you can put it around his neck. I'm going to choose to put it here. And I'm just going to glue that flat. I'm going to put it like he's wearing, well, she's wearing her Easter bonnet. Like that. And then I have a little carrot. Of course, you know, the bunny has to have their carrot that I cut out. And we'll just tuck that in. Right there. Okay. So isn't that cute so far? So now we're gonna do a little bit of embossing, and I know you're gonna be like, "What? Sue's embossing? What?" Yep, I am. So I'm gonna use a piece of what did I say this color was? Daffodil Delight. Let me get a drink. I'm thirsty today. And I need the Happy Easter saying, which comes in the set. Just going to tuck that there for now. Happy Easter. I love this Happy Easter. I absolutely love the font on it. I think it's perfect. All right. So I am going to get my Versamark. Oh, first we got to do embossing buddy. So just rub the embossing buddy on, and that helps with any static, any oils from your hands, from your embossing powder sticking where we don't want it to. We also have refills for the Versamark. So it has no color to it. It's a watermark stamp ink pad, and it also will stay wet longer so you can emboss with, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to press that on there. And you won't be able to see it, but it's there. And I'm going to use white embossing powder. And I probably want a piece of something. A small piece of something. You know, like when you want a small piece of something and you have 5,000 pieces, but you don't have a small piece of something? Yeah, that's how that goes. All right. I didn't pull my tray out because I was only doing one little thing. So put your embossing powder over it, and don't worry if you think that, you know, you're using too much. This is all going to go back in the jar. I like to do a little tap. And I'm going to put the rest of this back in the jar. Throw that back in my scrap pile. And then I'm going to heat emboss this. So we're using our embossing tool twice today. So I'm going to let it warm up a little bit. And go ahead and hit that with the heat tool, and that will melt that powder and make it nice and shiny. There we go. If you could see that. Okay. Tuck all this away. Okay, then you want to let it just set for a little bit. I'm going to run my sweater over it to get rid of the powder. And my paper trimmer, I'm going to trim this. Let me do it this way. This is the way I like to do it, I think. Okay. Ooh, I did. I cut the E off. Okay, let me do that again. I always do that. I should probably cut my paper first. All right, so you're going to watch me emboss again. You didn't have enough the first time. I'm going to move it up a little bit higher this time. And I'm going to be more careful. All right, so here we go. We did our embossing buddy and a Versamark. In case you missed it the first time. Let me get that piece of cardstock back again. Oh, I got two this time. I only need one. How many of you have done that before? Have went and, you know, embossed something and then, boop, you cut it right off. Yeah, well, it happens. All right, that looks good. Let me pick this little bit up. Okay. All right, let's try this again. Good thing is it should be warmed up, so. There we go. So if you missed it the first time, here's the second one. Happy Easter. Yeah, my daughter and her family, well, my daughter, her husband, and Delilah were up today. And we were talking about Easter, and Michelle said, well, what do you want to do for Easter? And I'm like, well, what do you want to do for Easter? I'm going to use my sleeve again. Remove the excess powder. So we kind of, well, we'll do traditional Easter this year. It's just going to be us, because Ricky and his girlfriend are going up to her parents. Okay, Sue, now let's not do what we just did before. All right. So it's just going to be our little group. So we're going to go traditional. I'm going to go with the ham and the kibasi. And it'll be nice. It'll just be small group. But all right. I think I did good that time. Yes, I did. Second time's the charm, right? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim this down a little bit, because I want to use a punch. There's a cat hair. She's not even up here. I don't know where she's at. Usually she makes her appearance. And I thought I would use a punch that I haven't used in a while. It's the Banner Pick-a-Punch. So you get the flag type punch, and then you get like an arrow type punch. So it comes in 2-in-1. And I'm going to unlock it. And what I like to do is I like to do it from the inside, from the upside down. So it takes 3 different sizes. It takes the 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch. So you can make a lot of different size banners, but I like to run it along the track and make sure I got that in there. I struggle with this punch, and I'm not sure why, but I do. Oh, I did the wrong one. All right, well, that's okay. We'll do that one. I should have done the other one, but that's all right. Okay. So that's what that punch looks like. Let me show you the difference. So it does the one with the flags, and then it does one that has the arrows. So I think that's cute too. So it does both. So it's like one price and you get 2. I always love that. All right, so this is going to go up here. I'm going to get my dimensionals. Put them on there. 1, 2. I'm going to use 4 because I don't want no saggy sayings, right? We don't like saggy. Okay. So we'll put this right about there. Happy Easter. And then the little brass butterflies, I'm like addicted to these lately. All my little ones are gone. I've already used those. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple little butterflies. Put one here. And I thought of putting one on the nose, but I thought I'd put it on there, and then I picked it off because I didn't like it. But if I had a little one, probably a small one would work nicely. There's a few little butterflies, and that kind of fills in, you know, the extra space that's there. And you can go with your Wink of Stella. I so need to get a new one. If you want to put a little bit of Wink of Stella on the flowers, kind of give them a little bit of glitz. Just do that. And that. And let me bring in the previous card, and let's do some Stella on there too. So these are the flowers done with the bright colors. And then the other one, they're not quite as bright. But I love this little sprig of flowers. You can use this in so many different ways, not just the Easter cards, but many, many other cards. if you have the, you know, the cat set, you can put the little wreath of flowers around your cat, the dog. All right, that looks good. Put Stella back where she belongs. All right, let me clean up this mess a little bit. And I only have 2 cards for you tonight because I thought it kind of took a little bit longer to do than I was doing from start almost to finish. Almost start to finish. Okay, so we're working tonight with the Easter Bunny and the Easter Bunny Punch, which, like I stated in the beginning, is currently on back order. But it is coming back. It's due to be back sometime in May. And you can certainly make these cards without the punch because you could very easily trim this out. I trimmed out the eggs. I trimmed out the flowers. The little bird is cute. I should have done that. There's a butterfly. It's really cute. And these 2 bunnies, you would just have to cut them out as well. They're super cute. So I think, you know, baby cards more than just, you know, for Easter. So that was the bundle that I was focusing on tonight. And let's go ahead and check out the cards. Let me move this out of the way. I won't know until I put these down if you're able to see them with the delay. All right, and then here were the little fence cards. So now, I look at this and I'm like, okay, Sue, you made the cards. So now you need to send them, right? It's one thing to make the cards, but it's a whole other thing to send them. But I love the little bunny tails. Yep, that got nice and firm. Yep, that one's still a little smushy. So this was the one I just did. But these are still nice and firm. Little Happy Easter card. How so cute when you open it up. There's a treat inside. So it's almost like he's peeking through the fence. With the little, I love this paper. So cute. Designer series paper. That rain or shine sweet. Perfect, perfect, perfect for all of your spring cards. And we have another little bunny that's just going to hang out. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed tonight. I want to thank you all for coming. Next time I hope, I'm thinking I might be doing that wreath kit. How many of you remember the wreath kit? Because I have that here and I'm itching to make the wreath. Let me grab it. I have 2 of them, so I will make one ahead of time. So it's the Wreath of Blooms kit. And it's this really adorable kit to make a real cute wreath. Let me show you the picture. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that. And I don't know, maybe something else. But the only thing you need to assemble this is a hot glue gun. I think it's real pretty, and I'm going to need something new to hang. And it even comes with the little ring and all the flowers that you punch out, and you just use hot glue to assemble it. So I think that's what I'm going to do for next week, because once St. Patty's Day is over, it's spring, right? It's ready. We're ready for spring. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I did. And have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. Please be safe out there. And enjoy your weekend. And until next time, I will see you then. Bye, everyone.